anybody.
Hey,
What up?
sorry.
What happened? Did you just forget?
Dude, it's the stupidest fucking thing. I I was planning on it, and I was like, okay, I kept checking the time and everything, but I'm playing. Oh, there's Abdul. Misty's playing Call of the Sea. It's this like puzzle game, and I'm trying to help her solve it. So I just got completely absorbed into it. And I got to the point where I was checking the clock and it was like 2:23, and I'm like, that's 7 minutes, that's enough. And I just kept like going back to it, and it just completely got away from me.
Call of the Sea. I never even heard of it.
It's an Xbox and PC exclusive right now, and yeah, it came out like late last year. And it's a bastard fucking game. It makes me so mad.
Oh really?
Oh my god, it is punishingly difficult. Like it's all logic puzzles, but it's like they toss extra shit your way to almost like throw you off. So shit's either simpler than you think it is, or there's a whole other layer to it that you're missing that makes it's fucking. I'm only mad because it made me feel really stupid just now. So yeah. Hey Abdul.
Hey.
So I am not playing that game. I am simply engrossed in Misty playing it currently.
Yeah.
And that is not the game I want to fucking talk about today.
What do you want to talk about?
Outriders, because Abdul, did you play it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to me. I'm not.
The second I started playing it, because when I saw the gameplay demo or whatever, I was like, oh, whatever. Oh, because we talked about it before. You were interested in it.
Yeah.
The second I started playing it, I was like, oh, RJ or Abdul they're not gonna like this game.
Right. So
I was like, it's just not. It's immediately not their kind of game.
Yeah, and that's how I felt the second I started playing this. I was like, I am not gonna like this fucking game. And
I don't like. It's not for me.
Oh, dude, it was the first like half hour with it was a fucking bullshit slog. I hated it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is garbage. Now I got my class and I'm into the actual combat of it, and I might actually really dig it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have you been playing it with other people or just solo?
Just solo.
Same. And I actually got to, because I think it was just, I'm not far at all, but I did get to like World Tier 3, and the fucking difficulty
I didn't make
went
it that far.
Yeah, I got to 2, and I can tell it definitely spiked.
Dude, because they started throwing like other altereds at me. And
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and it was
what did you guys choose?
I chose Trickster, and it is.
I chose all of them. Trickster was fucking OP as fuck.
It is. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that style of play. I love that like run and gun, and then like just
that little vertical slice that he does is really cool.
Yeah,
it's auto kill. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Except on the altered guys, it sucks because it basically only functions. It's high damage, but it only functions as an interrupt to their casting.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like it will stop them, but then they can still do like a melee right at you, and you got to be that close. It's so fucking chaotic, dude. Like there was one encounter that took me forever to beat because they threw one of those guys at me, and then like fucking 20 just like pawns, and it was so much to stay on top of.
That's where it comes in, where you should probably be playing it with people.
I literally had to Google it, and I'm like, am I supposed to even be playing it at this rate solo? And I got no answer, so I just kept fucking just bashing my face against the wall and got through it. But
I kind of know why you guys don't like it, it does get way better after the prologue. Like once you actually get your powers, it's like, okay, it's not just some shitty like third person, you know. It's like some like a little bit of depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Abdul. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were still going. Go.
Like, why don't you like it?
It just, I don't know. It just felt like a shooter. It felt like a horde shooter to me. It was just, it
It
didn't feel
kind of
like
is.
it just didn't really like grasp me. Like I chose a Devastator, and
You chose the tank class, and you were playing by yourself.
I'm sorry, my bad.
I'm
Oops.
just that. Yeah, it is kind of a oops because it literally said tank class, and like
Yeah.
if you're playing with people, it's like I mean I'll be a tank. I'll like have no problem being a tank if I'm playing with people. But yeah, playing a tank class by yourself, I don't think that's gonna do
No,
you any good.
I'll go back and try some more, but after a while, I just
Do
kind of like.
Trickster because it's fun, and I think it's
I
probably
did play
like
Trickster, yeah, and I thought that was fun, but it's just after a while, it just kind of like it felt the same,
mhm.
and I just kind of like, okay, I'm just shooting, and I kind of, I don't know. You say there's more depth, and I trust your word. I'll try it again.
Once
See,
you yeah.
sorry, go
No.
ahead, RJ.
Let's
I'll
dance.
go.
Once you do get in there and you get the powers, it is an extremely gratifying combat loop, and it's very fast, and that's the one place where they're excelling for me personally right now is the combat, because on the surface for the rest of it, it is mediocre as shit. That story makes no goddamn sense, and I skip it as soon as it gives me the option to. The fucking animations are trash. Specifically, the animations for your character's face looks hilarious. He looks like a fucking ventriloquist doll every time he's supposed to be emoting or talking. But I mean, that's also partly on me because anytime I don't care, I just make the dumbest looking characters. So he was just like bald with a mustache, and it looked so silly.
Thank you.
Oh, talk about
damn.
shots fired.
Oops. No, I knew it looks good on a white space marine. It makes him look like a pedophile.
Sounds like a Nazi.
Yeah, it was. Ugh.
It's definitely it's one of those games that if people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this game," I'll be like, "I'll definitely play it with people."
Mhm.
If it's a team-based game, I'm not playing that shit by myself anymore. Like that's why
Mhm.
I've only touched Borderlands 3 with my buddy that plays it with me. Because like some games, they can be fun on their own, but if it's supposed to be played with a team, I've learned that you should probably play it with a team because otherwise it's just kind of like it's kind of boring. Like
Yeah.
you could try to do all that, like you said, it got harder. You could try to kill 20 people by yourself, but if you got somebody else with you, it's way more satisfying, you know.
Yeah, that I can see. I think we could actually play together because it does have
It's
crossplay.
crossplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
hey,
you
look at that.
if you
Yeah.
get it, I'll get it. And
I'll
we can
consider
play.
it. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
$70,
Hey,
which is nice,
I'll
but
get it too. We could all play together.
yeah, that might be the only way is if we all commit to it.
Yeah.
But none of us
No,
will commit unless the others do.
No, if
How
you
much is
guys
it gonna
get
be?
it, I'll get it. It's gonna be probably 60.
Yep, $60.
Oh, I'm out.
I think you have until what, May to save up the money. So
Yeah,
I
is
think
it
you
May or
just
is it April? It's May. No.
I thought it was May.
Yeah, I
But
think you're right.
it's just very early for the demo to be releasing, which I'm grateful for because
Yeah.
if that means it's going to be tuned up a bit more, that I mean, that's the only thing I have issues with is just like some of the jank here and there, which is, I mean, to be expected for a game
Yo,
that
can we
just
talk about
releases.
those cutscenes? Like,
Holy fuck!
why? Okay. Well, first of all, like I watched the first couple, and I was like, if I'm gonna buy this game, I'll pay attention to the story when I actually play the game. Like, I don't
Right.
get. Show me your gameplay first, like, and then I'll worry about the story. Like, wow me with that. But the fact that it just doesn't like go into a cutscene, it fucking fades to black and then opens the cutscene, then you have to skip it, then it fades to black. It's like Jesus Christ, like have it be
Yep.
somewhat seamless. Like, and then the fact that it was like every fucking 15 to 30 seconds, it was another cutscene. It was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like this is brutal.
Yeah, man. The
sucked.
absolute audacity of them to make you go through all that and then hide any of the good parts like 30 to 40 minutes into that fucking demo is so bold,
yeah.
because I was ready to fucking put that shit down. Like I had to force myself to trudge through it just to keep going to see if it got any better. And luckily it did, but I was about to fucking just delete it.
What is great about the demo is like once you get through the prologue, you
Mhm.
can just every character you start after, you automatically pick a class.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
And they did say your progress carries over into the main game as well when you
Really?
eventually
I
do
didn't
get
know
it.
that.
Oh
Yes.
wow, I didn't know that either.
Yep, yeah, so you'll just start right there when it actually releases, which is nice. They must know that they designed the shittiest opening to a game in recent history.
Yeah.
Which it's like you could have also just not done that. And,
Yeah.
ugh.
It was
But,
it was brutal to get through that prologue for sure.
Yeah, dude.
But then I was actually like somewhat satisfied with like the real game, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm liking it so far. I can see where it would get more fun with more people, because I was having a fucking bitch of a time getting through that one encounter. And I, I mean, I would be like, oh, I need somebody to be taking
Yeah.
care of this aspect of it while I do
See
this.
that's where Abdul's character would come in and just start tanking, and you get like you
Mhm.
get better shots and can flank and shit. I gotta try to. I didn't try the tank character actually. I'm a try
No, he
that.
was pretty
Just
cool. Yeah.
what like what's the first ability you get? Is it like armor or something?
Yeah, he has an armor buff, and he has a thing that like a shield that catches bullets, and you can shoot them back at people.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
And he has this leap thing that's just pretty cool, and he has this where like this other thing where he like jumps up in the air. I don't know, and like he throws rocks at people.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Which is like me on a Sunday.
Okay.
I just
You're just tanking for your buddies at the corner store robbery every Sunday.
yeah.
You just go in wearing pots and pans.
Yeah. I'm ganking in the city, baby.
Give
Ganking
them
in
the
city.
money. Ting 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 ting.
Yeah, but I like you said, I could see how this game could like I thought I was hating it at first, like you said, and then I was like, okay, this is like bits and pieces of Destiny I could see in there, and then what's
I
that
never played
third
Destiny.
person actually. I love Destiny. Like the first, I never touched the second one because of the time suck that I spent with Destiny 1. I just did not want to commit that time to it.
Yeah, from what I've heard, that just becomes people's whole ass gaming careers. If they get
Exactly.
it.
That's
Yeah.
why I didn't fuck
Wow.
with part 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, if people are like, if my friends and like you guys are talking about this game, or talking about buying this game, it's definitely something I would like look into.
Cool. Yeah, I think I need a bit more reassurance. I'm still playing it because I know there's more to get through, and then there's side quests. If I go through and I just like do everything there is to do in this demo, it's probably a definite buy. But I haven't seen anything that's pushing my interest off of it. It seems to only be
I
getting.
mean, honestly, like if you guys aren't doing anything tonight, we can just like test run it together.
I'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all have the demo already. Might as well try and
Right.
see if we like it.
Yeah.
That way nobody has to. I realize. Yeah. Duh. That's the way to.
Right.
If you buy it, I'll buy it. Well, maybe if you buy it, I'll buy it. We can literally see if we'll like doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I could use a tank. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's got that third person sort of like smoothness that I dig from Gears of War and Mass Effect, And then, I mean, I would say the abilities are very reminiscent of Mass Effect 2 so
Yeah.
far. I
It
mean, that, yeah.
the shooting is actually pretty good. Like I did
Punchy, yeah.
right, yeah. It's not like it for at first when I was first starting to play it, it was starting to feel a little like Control, which I like Control. The shooting just felt so janky at times. Like this one feels like you're actually shooting where you're aiming, and like
Yes.
you
They
know what I mean.
definitely,
Yeah.
they definitely worked on that. Like the hit boxes are like extremely tight.
Yes,
And
exactly.
yeah, because I don't feel like when I would do ranged, just like if I was in a bind, because I was playing the trickster, the rogue. It's an RPG
Right.
rogue. That's
Yeah.
literally
Right.
what it is.
Exactly.
When I was doing that, I wanted to do all the close up kills because then like that feeds into the cycle of getting more shields and health. Like it's
Right.
that cool, almost like Doom factor where you have to be aggressive in order to save your
Right.
ass.
Yeah.
And when I wasn't, I would be like sort of like just pot shotting from like real far away with the assault rifle, and it was very accurate as far as like whether or not I
Right.
was getting them. And another cool thing is the blind firing in it when you kind of start to
Did
panic.
I didn't know there was that.
There is, and it is
Yeah.
so sick, dude. Like the last part I just played, I was getting like I was coming down like almost like this like corridor trench outside, and all these melee dudes just started running up at me, and I started like backtracking and like back rolling. And once I got distance, I had the revolver, and I just started blind firing into them, just bang, 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 bang. And it just like
Nice.
go up their body into their head. So I would just like kill one of them and try to like
Yeah.
reload in time to do it again before I had to fall back on the powers and slow everybody down and shit.
Right.
It's satisfying. That's the thing. And I could
Yeah.
tell that when they had you do the tutorial for shooting, like immediately it just had this like
Right.
weight to it. And I was like, oh, cool. And then it threw me into a cutscene 30 seconds later. So
Yeah. Right.
I'm sorry, not so much a cutscene as I mean, it was like someone had the camera and just like kept dropping it the entire time.
Shaky cam.
Yes.
That shit fucking. I was like, why? Why are we doing this?
So aggressive.
Is somebody actually recording this? Like, why is there?
Yeah.
Why is it shaky cam? It doesn't make any sense.
It's so absurd.
It was fucking
Looked like
stupid.
2008. Yeah.
So overused, and it was like amped up, dude. It was like watching that Shia LaBeouf movie Eagle Eye, but like upside down. Like that's just how fucking disorienting it was.
I never seen that.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
That is one of the only films that made me sick in the movie theater. Like
Real Cloverfield made me sick.
But Cloverfield, it fucking made sense. Nobody
It
was holding
did, but it
a
was just like-
camcorder in this film,
Yeah.
except the guy filming it, the cameraman. And it's like it's a multi-million-dollar production. You couldn't afford a fucking dolly. So crazy. That's what makes John Wick so cool, dude. Like they don't really utilize that. They show you everything in the way that it's supposed to be shown. Ugh.
Yeah. So I would say so far so good with this game.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was turned
Especially
off
for a demo, and like games like that, it's constantly gonna be like content coming out for it too. You know.
Yes.
I know they're gonna do cosmetic shit because every game does that, but it's one like Destiny. You don't have to buy any of that shit, and still you can progress just like everybody else. You know.
I wish them well because Bulletstorm was
such a good game.
Had its problems, but
Yeah.
it was extreme. I mean, I played it years ago, but
Yeah.
it's
it's like an arcade shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really think they've made anything else other than that recently, right?
What's the name of the company?
People Can Fly. I can look it up. I just didn't know if anybody knew.
I feel like they did something with. Could be wrong. Never mind. I was thinking. I thought they were the ones that made that Walking Dead shooter, but no.
I'm sure there's probably something in there that I'm not aware of. They did oh, what is this? Games of why are Gears of War? Oh, they ported Gears of War. They helped on Gears of War. That's all, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just did like some stuff on all of them, but yeah, they legit have not done a new IP since Bulletstorm
Damn.
When did
in
that come out?
2011.
Ugh.
Yeah.
10 years, baby.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
And
probably when I tried to play it last year. It didn't age very well. It's fucking a 10-year-old game.
yeah, it's I can imagine going back to it would be rough. I mean, it looked sick when I was playing it on 360, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that looked sick at the time that in retrospect is not.
Yeah.
Cough cough Skyrim. They're Polish though. Why are there so many like is everybody in Poland just a full-time game developer?
Honestly, like back
They don't have to
when
worry about anything.
Yeah, I guess. Except for the fact that abortion's illegal now.
honestly, man, like other countries do education correctly. And back when we were still learning like useless shit in school, they were like,
Right.
"Hey, video game development is going to be a thing.
That's true.
Let's
Yeah.
let's start let's start teaching our kids that."
Let's get everybody on board with software development. And
Exactly.
here in America, they're like, guns are cool. I love paying a lot of money for healthcare.
You guys play anything else?
I will say that I started a Plague Tale, and that is all I really have to say about it. I just started it. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it or not.
You ain't gonna go back.
Did you finish it, Abdul?
No, it was. I could not finish. It was so bad.
What, you don't like escorting a small boy around?
No.
Not in a video game, RJ.
I play video games to relax, not live my real life. They're escapism. Yeah, I don't know. I might go back to it. It's just a dumb narrative game. So far, the one cool takeaway I have from it, I guess, is that they have an actual little boy, it seems, voice acting the little boy rather than like a 43-year-old woman imitating. you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Every video game. What do we need, a child? Well, here, let's get this middle-aged woman in here.
They're always lesbian.
I don't know anything about them personally. That's a leap.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's funny because like when they'll like have them on camera like doing the voice, and you're like, oh, this is fucking weird and creepy. Like, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, it never sounds right. It always sounds awful.
It's like one of those like, what's those people that help Chris Hansen out?
To Catch a Predator?
Yeah.
You mean like the cops who pretend like they're young boys?
It's like that. Yeah.
and it is like a 35-year-old woman in a baseball hat. Yeah. As if boys have like big ass hips like that. Oh, look, it's a normal 13-year-old boy with an insane hip to waist ratio. Just like a massive donk in those cargo shorts. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always feels that way because it's just like you see like a child on the street in an RPG and you walk up to him and hit talk and it's visibly a 5-year-old boy and they're just like, "Hello, mister. Would you perchance have the time to help me find my lost toy?"
That's spot on.
They all sound like.
Yeah.
So far, Plague Tale has that going for it, but other than that, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I still just been fucking around with Ancestors.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm like 58 years or something like that until like my little clan or family or whatever you want to call it. I did just learn that a group of apes is called a shrewdness.
A shrewdness?
It doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah, that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
I've never known a creature less shrewd than the one that there's videos of online of it fucking a bullfrog to death. You call that shrewd? Discriminating.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Send me
it's
that
really
link.
I thought
it's
you
really
filmed it.
it's a good game. I like it a lot.
Yeah, cool.
Because it's kind of cool because like you have like babies or whatever, like baby chimps, and it's pretty much like you trying to like breed. I guess you're just evolving people. You're evolving apes, and like they eventually have mutations to where like maybe one ape or like start to learn how to like walk upright. So you're just trying to keep the colony going until like you're pretty much all the way advanced. It's nice.
Okay.
It's a really good looking game for like not. I don't know who the developers are. I've never heard of them before. I already forgot the name, but like just the environment and
So is it like isometric? Like where it's sort of like top down kind of?
it's
Or
third person.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
and every ape that you have in your colony, you can switch to. Like
Okay.
you're in control of all of them. But I'm
Interesting.
finding out that like the main way to like survive is like have everybody migrate together. It's kind of cool because like eventually like you learn commands. So like I made like a bunch of pointy sticks because that's like the main weapon. So like I I put them all. You could put them all in a pile. So like once I made a shit ton, like I picked up one, and then you can like do like the mimic command, and
Hmm.
like everybody in a group will like pick up a stick to like defend themselves on the way there.
Mm,
It's
okay.
it's a, it's a I, I'm enjoying it a lot. It was
So like
definitely
so
worth
do
the
you
$13.
oh wow, that is a good
That's a
deal.
nice
Yeah.
prize. Though.
So
Yeah.
like do you if you can give commands, do you get to like set up like rules or laws so that like in the event that one of them say rapes to death another one, I just imagine that's what lower life forms do. Is there then like a punishment where everybody rapes that one to death, like an eye for an eye sort of thing?
No, you just send them out to the wilderness and like hopefully they get killed by saber tooth.
Is that really what happens?
No,
Oh,
no.
I had to
that's
say, I need
awesome.
this game today.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I've been like season 2 of Warzone came out, so I've been playing that with people.
Season 2. So what have all the other updates been?
So it was up to season 5 or 6 in like November. Then when Cold War came out, it went back down to season 1 of like Cold War / Modern Warfare
Ah,
Warzone. So now it's like season 2 just got
gotcha.
released. So like
Okay.
it's just like more weapons, like more parts of the map opened up, but like now they're like missile silos opened up all around the map. So like I think next season the map is gonna get nuked and it's gonna be a new map.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
so are we going to talk about how that like the game is either won't or is on the verge of not fitting on a base PS4?
Oh, I did read about that. Yeah.
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 Like the fucking download. So, like most people couldn't even fucking update it because the download is so fucking big. It was like almost beneficial to like delete the game and just like fucking reinstall it instead
Right.
of downloading the update.
Utterly fucking wild, dude. Like the fact that
Yeah.
they've been able to get away with that because people just keep giving them money.
Yeah.
Like after Cold War, I heard what it was doing to next gen consoles and being $70, the cocksuckers. I swore I was like, I'm not fucking buying it. And I'm gonna stick to that
Yeah.
because I mean, like maybe they'll get me with like a Modern Warfare 2 just because that campaign is so slick, and I did like enjoy some of the multiplayer,
Yeah,
but I honestly cannot believe how fucking scummy that publisher is.
dude,
Project Kotick, baby.
I I can't believe that they're coming out with another one at the end of the year. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
you come out, you have some people love Cold War. I didn't really like it. You have Modern Warfare, which people are still playing. Just fuck, like why? Why are you coming out with another one? Like it just doesn't make any sense to me.
It fucking sells, dude, and they were not gonna miss next gen consoles launch. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell
Oh my
no.
god,
Yeah.
they fucking crushed it. I mean, the amount of money just flowing through that publisher is insane because it's Activision Blizzard. They fucking own so much.
Yeah,
It's utterly crazy, man. I mean, I don't know how big they are in relation to the other ones, but you got like the not counting the first party devs like Microsoft or Sony, those are like the big three: EA, Activision, and Take Two,
yeah,
because they have the big licenses. So I don't know, but they just it's never enough. They're just greedy as shit,
yeah,
and it shows. And EA is now trying to backtrack and get all this goodwill because they literally had somebody inside, I'm sure EA made it a point to get this article published, but it was something like, oh, EA is relinquishing control of its titles and development plans to its developers. It is saying that they can do what they want to do and they can work on the games they want to work on. And it's like, oh, how generous of you.
yeah. Right.
I, unreal, dude. Like, oh, so you're not going to dictate that everything has to be this fucking microtransaction filled, just loot box fuck fest of
Yeah.
infinite
Even
money.
dude, it's crazy because even like the thing they started off with essentially is like sports games. How people are saying like they're going back to like Madden '09 and like '06, saying how they were like way deeper games than like what they're coming out with today, deeper and better simulators. Because like I don't know if you've seen Madden videos like recently, but
I've heard it's
it's
horrible.
such a janky, horrible game. Just like there'll be like three fumbles in like the same possession. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that's they just don't know how to sit. Like they just don't give.
They
a
just
fuck
don't care. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Like
by
they
all
just
accounts, I've heard that it's like people overwhelmingly who want those types of games, just the number one thing they want is for control of like the licenses to be taken away from EA, because
yeah,
they do, and it's the same thing with Call of Duty from Activision. They do the bare minimum they have to spend the least amount of money and then capitalize on that as much as fucking possible. And if the backlash isn't big enough, they will not change things, and they will go as far as to make it worse as long as the money keeps rolling in, because it doesn't
right,
matter.
Oh yeah.
People are still going to buy it. And they
yeah,
know that. And they have to go so low for people to actually not buy it. And it's utterly crazy. But then you look at like by all accounts from what I've heard, and it's the only one I will play, but MLB The Show is like the best made sports game out there.
yeah,
And I mean, I can only attest to how good it is by itself, because I do enjoy those games. And have we talked about how it's multi-platform now?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that, I mean, like, and that just because it comes from such a credible developer in the form of Sony. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's the kind of thing that needs to be done with these licenses, is they need to be given breather room. Like, there's nothing that says you can't make the Madden that came out in 2017 the Madden that people are still playing today. I mean,
right,
it's what they do
yeah,
with lots of games. All you got to do is just update the fucking roster list and add all the stats in there that are applicable to 2021.
right.
I don't know.
Well,
It's
what EA needs to do is give the or not the EA, but the NFL. I'm not sure how long EA has the fucking licensing for, but fucking give it also back to 2K. Put like stop making it a monopoly. Like clearly
right.
EA is just resting on their laurels and just not even trying to make a good game.
I would
Oh,
argue
sure,
that
yeah.
they'd be as bad or worse, because look what they have in the
And
form of the
2K,
NBA games.
Well, the
yeah, it's like
thing
they have like
is,
in ad stuff.
But the thing is,
In-game
EA
ads.
or 2K still makes good simulators.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
despite all the microtransactions, they still make a good game. Like, the
Oh, is this?
microtransactions suck, but the reason why they like 2K lost the licenses because EA was like 2K was fucking knocking on the doorstep of like the football franchise of being the best. Like they were getting like they were up there. They were like surpassing EA. EA was like, fuck this, like we can't have this competition anymore. So they just pay more money for the licensing.
So what
So
kills
that
everything,
that
dude?
that
Yeah.
killed the competitive aspect of it. So now you can just make shitty Madden games every year and just
Mhm.
not even worry. It's
Yeah,
the only
people eat
football
that up.
game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what did I hear that we only got like 4 minutes left in this half, by the way.
Okay.
Who I heard they're bringing back college football, but I don't know
I
if they
heard
said
that. I
who's
don't know if
got it
that
or
was
not.
I don't know if that was a rumor or not.
I did
Yeah.
hear that they were going to do it again.
I did hear that, but I'm not sure if it was real.
Yeah, I did too. But what was the reason why they took
But
it off?
that's still going to be a problem because they weren't paying the fucking kids that they were. It was like
That's
number
the colleges.
It's like, well, no, the colleges own the licensing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would be like like just because you don't use like the kid's name, it'll be like number 7 quarterback. It's that fucking quarterback. So you just can't not pay him.
No,
You're
yes, what are you
using
gonna do?
his
Yeah.
likeness. Exactly.
Well, yeah, and moreover, like his statistics.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
so
exactly.
gross.
You just
His
fucking like
data.
this dude is eating fucking ramen noodles and you're just fucking making millions off of his name and likeness. It's fucking
it's just
bizarre.
like they're giving some kid some shitty stats and like at least people won't know his name. They're gonna know who it is.
Exactly.
Releasing test scores.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I know a shitload happened this past week, so I'll pull it up and we can dive into all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about the state of play.
Yeah, hell yeah. So let's we'll just cut it here and then
Okay.
we'll be back in 5.
Peace.
Bye. Hello.
Hey.
What up?
What's going on? Ugh. Fucking shit. Oh, all right. My headphones felt uneven, but I think it might just be my ears. You guys know how to break into like a door that just has like a handle lock on it?
Just a handle, like
Yeah.
the long handle.
No, just the it's like a normal doorknob with the locks on the door handle.
What's wrong? Is it just jammed,
No, my fucking
or is it a key?
it's like a key. Yeah, it's a key thing, and I don't have the key because the one copy of it is with my landlord's disabled daughter, who cuts hair in the building, and I realize how disparaging that is to actual disabled people. She's not legally, but she's very, very, very dim. And for some reason, she needs to hold on to the key for a basement. She never goes in, but like I don't have a copy of it. And our hot water tank, the fucking pilot keeps going out. I don't know why, but I do know there's like 1.5 inches of standing water in the fucking basement.
Oh god.
I know. And I have no idea if that has anything to do with it or not, but I was able to get it lit yesterday. And then like a dumbass, I fucking locked the door and then gave her the key back. And I should have just left the fucking door unlocked.
Right, yeah.
And just been like, don't lock it. I need to get in there. And now it's out again. So
is the hinge? It's like the I guess the thicker part of the door hinge on your side, or is it on the opposite side?
Because you can most likely just kick it in.
I was going for
that's not what I was
minimal.
Yes.
It's I can't tell. I was trying to figure out if I could
Like-
get in there.
Yeah, like can you get to like the Like, can you get something on the inside of the door?
I
Yeah, like a
can,
credit
but
card or something.
and that's what I was doing, but I can't see where because like if you push against that, it doesn't move. So the flat side must be facing.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that-
No, you have to
yeah.
go on the other side.
Yeah, and I think maybe I just haven't been able to get around it. I've used both a butter knife and a credit card, and I've been unsuccessful in both attempts. So maybe I'm just not doing it right.
You
So I'll have to
know,
see.
what I used to use, I take that, scratch that part. What you can use is
Ooh.
because I used to get it because sometimes we'd be locked outside of our classroom if our teacher didn't show up. So
Awesome.
Scoundrel.
so I would take my hair pick and like pretty much slide it in there and just pull it, and it just used to catch.
So I think maybe I just gotta keep trying.
Or just
I'll
get a
have to
hair
back
pick.
out there before it. Yeah.
But like if
Get one with the afro.
I don't know if Misty
This.
has like one of those combs that it's like a comb and then just like the long pointy part.
Yeah, you think that'll be tough enough to do it? It doesn't need much, right?
It doesn't need much, no.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Well,
try
But don't
that.
just
on the
like
block.
with that since it's a little thicker, don't just like pull it, just kind of like wiggle it
Wiggle.
and
Yeah,
Okay.
thing jangle it.
All right. Yeah, because I mean, short of that, I was just gonna like fucking break the doorknob, and I don't even think they'll ever
Yeah.
notice. I mean, he fucking this happened once before, and he had to come over, and it was a whole big thing. He had to light the pilot. Then he's like, "Yeah, it seems like it's on its last leg," and then just proceeds to do nothing about it.
Oh,
And is instead of being like, just in case I'm gonna do this, he's just like, yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, you mean when next time I'm fucking out of hot water again that I
Right,
share with the person upstairs in the first place, who doesn't seem to bother him. I think he's just on a big old 6-week heroin snooze. So no complaints there. Ugh, whatever. Sorry. You guys want to dive into state of play? What you liked, what you didn't?
This is a video game podcast?
It is,
shit.
yeah, sometimes.
I
Sometimes
thought this was a light crime
Yeah.
podcast.
it can be a new vape podcast. I got a new vape.
Let's be a
The
video
fuck?
game
Yeah,
podcast.
it's got a little screen on it. See that?
Let me see. Oh, I can't see it.
Oh, it's just a little.
Why? Why does it have a screen?
I don't know. Just keep counts of your mad tricks, yo.
Is it your
Wait.
hit points every time you
Yeah,
take a hit?
yeah,
it just
yeah,
goes,
that's-
just goes down.
That's my health bar. I'm dangerously low.
Yeah, the state of play.
Hmm.
I was expecting a lot more because we all know like they have to talk about God of War at some point. So I was like,
Well, I just saw
something.
I just saw an article with God of War that says it'll be ready when it's ready.
I mean, that doesn't help any.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Corey Barlog put on his Twitter. So
But no, I was just expecting like some footage, whatever, anything.
right.
But it was just like a solid state of play, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
there are some new IPs that are really good.
they showed some new stuff that was like, okay, I could look forward to that. Like that what, Saifu?
Sifu, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. Is that that looks right up my alley, and it's like for the developers. I looked them up. They played a game. They made a game called Absolver. Have you played? Any of you guys played that?
heard of
Absolver?
it.
No, I've never even heard of it. Yeah.
It's like it's a martial art. It's like fighting game online, but it's open world.
Oh.
Hmm.
But it looked really cool.
Yeah, that
It's,
looked cool. I was very excited to know that because before this last state of play, there wasn't a date for the Outworld game, was there? They just showed it, right? I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I don't know. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think there was a date before that. And then to see like,
No, it wasn't. No.
I was like, oh, it's like a month and a half away. It was like, holy shit, that's
And it's
exciting.
free.
It's free, exactly. And
Yeah.
then like after that, Sony came out and said, oh, there's gonna be constant free new games coming out now. So
Yeah, I think they got to get in on that. That's because that's the only key component they're missing from
Yeah.
sort of the race with Xbox is that level of access to, like free games or these games that feel like they're free, even though it's a subscription based thing. That's
right.
Very popular. And I like the way they do it, because there's plenty that you can complain about with the PS Plus method, where it's like, you got to be subscribed when it comes out.
Yeah.
And you also have to get it, so you got to get it while it's there. And then, it's just like a monthly sort of drip. But truthfully, dude, when you compare it 1-to-1 with Game Pass has new shit every month too. And it is this sort of slow drip, and then shit leaves it eventually. The only real difference is they just kind of have like a stagnant, like amount at one time that they sort of revolve through, like Netflix. And then every first party game is that. But that's not even that big of a deal, because what fucking astounding first party Xbox games exist? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
it's that's
there's like pros and cons to both, because like
of course,
when it leaves Game Pass, like you can't play it on Game Pass anymore, right?
Right.
But
once
like,
it's gone, right?
Like if you
That sucks.
Like if you have it in your library, you can just download it whenever, which is pretty good. Because like next month, like fucking Final Fantasy VII remake, like that shit just came out about a year ago, right?
Yeah, like 10 months.
No, I think it came out March 3rd or April 10th. Never mind.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Like,
yeah, it's great.
I mean,
back my copy.
Now, I mean, I can finally play it since I've never had a chance, So, the summer release, is it the next episode or is it just like an update?
I think it's just it's a new episode with the character Yuffie, but I'm not sure if it's next gen only, but
Yuffie is next gen only.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw that if you upgrade it to PS5 and you already have the copy, you can play. You just have to purchase the episode, and
but the final
PS Plus,
it's not eligible.
Yeah, you could upgrade it, but I think you can upgrade it, right?
I don't think it's eligible to upgrade now.
Okay. No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that's really cool, and I was really surprised about that. That's a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
And there was one game, because I was curious. It was called Kena. It doesn't really look that good to me.
They showed that one a while ago.
Yeah, and it had like a March 20. They were supposed to come out next month, but they just decided to come out in August.
I wasn't interested the first time I saw it, but it's something about it that looks like it's going to be like a cool, fun adventure game. So we'll see what happens.
It really screams PS Plus game too, because it's like
oh yeah,
it's gonna be like $40.
Yeah,
which means that they're not just gonna give you a full AAA game for $40. So it's probably maybe like a 6-hour game.
Right.
And there aren't going to be a ton of people who are probably going to want to pay that much for it. So I bet that sees PS Plus too.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It was that game. I just feel like I've seen that type of game before.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Like it reminds me of that game that launched with Xbox 360.
Cameo?
Heavenly Sword?
Was it Cameo?
No, Cameo. You're right.
I think you're right. Yeah, Cameo.
Yeah, with the fairy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking. I confuse those two. I don't know how. I know they're very different games.
But it just reminds me kind of that just like meaningless adventure game, which Cameo was fun.
A rare game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got that almost the animation looks sick. I mean, it looks like a fucking Pixar movie, but it's I don't know. Yeah, it just looks like a child's game.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It's just it looks interesting, but it just I don't know. The world looks interesting, but the gameplay I've seen before.
Yeah, exactly. Like the gameplay, they haven't, because everything when they show it, it doesn't have a HUD, so you don't know what's actually happening. You
Yeah, and
know,
there's like
like you
these
don't
tiny
know
monsters.
like how she's using her powers. Like if they have cooldowns. Is it just shit she just does? So like, I'm interested interested to see the gameplay aspect, like the
Mhm.
actual gameplay, because I feel like they've showed us gameplay, but without a HUD or actually like knowing what the character is doing, it's just meaningless.
And
Right.
there was some instances that reminded me of Zelda, because I remember like she locked on to the monster, and it kind of did like when you hit the Z trigger in Ocarina of Time, and like it zoom in to lock onto the character
Yeah,
or the enemy, and
I know what you're talking about.
there's other stuff like there's one game it reminds me of, but I can't think of it right now.
Oh,
But
thank you.
you're welcome. And but like I saw, like Sony did say it's going to come at a budgeted price, and I think that helps it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
seeing
do
Deathloop
you
again
remember
was great.
that footage was awesome?
Yeah, I
Like
get
the
what you mean now by Bondish.
yeah, it was like the theme music and just like the feel
Yeah,
of it, like the competitiveness. I don't know. It felt very like Bond
yeah,
like.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a lot of the powers from Dishonored are basically just copied into it, which with it being such a focus on like that seemingly very technical gunplay and like in this more like futuristic setting
Yeah.
is that just all adds up to awesome, because that's the one thing that pulled me away from. I was playing Dishonored 2 more recently, and it lost appeal to me. I just don't care for the aesthetic of Dishonored. I don't really
Yeah.
give a fuck about that world.
I
Yeah,
played
I just
maybe
don't.
like 8 hours of the first Dishonored, and it never captured me. Like
I
it.
I
don't.
Like
yeah, I got
It's
to the. Sorry, go ahead.
no. Tell us how far you got.
No, I got to like I think the last level, and after that, it just like told me, depending on how I played, it's like I killed so many people. It's like you have to play this level on hard. So it was like we're gonna alert everyone. I'm like, what the fuck? What's the point of using these powers then?
Right. And that's kind of, I think, the big drawback to it is a stealth game, and it heavily incentivizes that while also being an immersive sim. So you think you'd get the opportunity to kind of just be guns blazing, but you're generally it's sort of like Hitman in that way, where it's like go anywhere, do anything, but we're going to penalize the shit out of you if you don't do it this specific way.
Yeah, it's this weird
yeah.
dichotomy where it just doesn't make any sense.
Yes, that is the best way to put it.
Like Metal
So
Gear has that too.
yeah, so that's why I love with Deathloop. It seems like they're definitely going in the other direction with it being like, yeah, you can do stealth, but look at all this crazy shit when you're dual wielding and running through and just blasting the fuck out of people.
Yeah, that looked
Loud.
really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so that seems cool. I look forward to playing it in 2022.
It looked this like even like playing as a second character, jumping into like your friend's game to fuck with them.
That is so funny.
Watch out, Justin.
Yeah. Well, your ass always offline because you scared. So I don't know.
No, I appear offline.
Hey,
Right.
well, how the fuck would I know?
You appear to be a coward.
Well, you're always a bitch.
I'm always online, motherfucker. That's what I am.
Well, what do you do? Good for you.
But tell you what, buy an Xbox Series S and come at me.
I can.
Cool. So all around thumbs up on the state of play.
Yeah, I would say thumbs up. Like it's
Like,
like a lot of people have been making this point with WandaVision, and like I'm not gonna start talking about like fucking TV already, but
did you catch up with the newest episode?
Yeah, like stop expecting shit. Just fucking watch it. You
Yeah,
know,
all these like videos,
all these fucking videos and theories
articles,
about like
yeah.
what's happening. It's like, yeah, you're just gonna. And then like somebody was like, oh, it's just not that good. It's like, well, stop expecting fucking
Yeah.
Magneto to show up every episode,
Right? Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you'll enjoy it. It's a good, like the last
Yeah.
episode was fucking awesome.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, by itself, and in retrospect, with that, I only say this to make a point, to that effect. The show would have been better enjoyed by me, as a binge to just get straight through everything. The reason they don't do it that way is obviously for the Disney Plus subscribers, but they also thrive on that shit.
People
They
talking about
love
it,
that.
right?
Yeah, they
You know,
love
people just won't let it be.
and more than any other show, though, that I think I've seen in recent memory, this is designed to elicit that from
Yeah.
its viewership.
Right.
That is
Every
kind
fucking
of-
article.
That is super icky to me, and I don't like.
Yeah.
That's another mark against it for me, and why I don't
Yeah,
like.
when's
that.
Mephisto gonna show up? Like, shut the fuck up.
They're doing that though. That's Disney and the producer's fault when it comes to that show.
Well, see, I don't know, man. Like, I see what you're saying, but like when Breaking Bad was live, you know, like they had cliffhangers all the fucking time. But
Yeah,
I think
when's he gonna die of cancer?
because of the universe, people are way more excited about it. It's like way more marketable, obviously.
But it's like
so
it's
more
like
people are talking about it. So yeah, like you had expectations for Breaking Bad. It just weren't like people didn't talk about it as much. You know,
but Breaking Bad didn't suffer for it. I think this suffers for it because it is the quality of junk food. Do you know what I mean? It's good and I want it, but it's not. You know, it's the same thing with Game of Thrones towards from the beginning compared to the end.
Well, that's another fucking perfect point. It's like that was weekly, and that was like a couple of years ago. People had these. They wanted to see what they want to happen instead of just watching the story play out. So now it sucks because nothing you wanted to happen happened. It's like just fucking watch it.
I agree.
Yeah,
like people are making these like clickbait articles, so like force the show to go into this narrative that's good for them, just so they can make an article like, "Hey, I fucking told you." It's like, no, the show is not for you.
I agree with all that. I fully don't. I don't think any kind of outrage against it is warranted, but like I said, like I think that they're doing it to themselves, and that is whether positive or negative. It's a byproduct of the way that show is designed to be.
What do you mean by that, though?
Well, so like the weekly drip is designed to obviously keep subscribers, but then it is also designed to keep the word of mouth going and to keep it, you know. And so
how is it the show's fault?
Because every single episode, if you go through it, it has no. The episodes themselves don't have an arc. The whole thing is one arc. And it's like every episode, instead of having its own hump, it's one big hump and it's just being cut into like slices. So there's no, you know, there's zero, it's unrelenting in giving you any kind of satisfaction. And what satisfaction you do get is like mid episode that answers questions
what I'm saying.
you had
like shit
prior.
Does happen it's not like nothing has happened this whole show.
No, I agree completely. Things are happening, but it feels predetermined, and then it feels like it's edited to be the way it is versus actually written that way. I mean, it's got the same story arc as, you know, one of the movies does, and I don't know
about that.
Yeah, it comes off because it just sounds like you're describing basic television. It's just like every episode has that. I don't know.
So you use the example of Breaking. We shouldn't even be doing this, but
it's happening, or it's been happening.
Take the example of Breaking Bad, and yes, it will end on a cliffhanger. But the way that show is written, that episode has an arc. There is an actual story being told that's self-contained. That doesn't stand on its own away from the series. I'm not arguing it should do that. I'm just saying that there is a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion. WandaVision, that doesn't exist in its singular episodes. It is just one story, and that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It just cheapens it for me. It's still a story that I want to see through, but it's
right. It's a one season show that is going to be a giant hump, but shit is happening. Like, it's not going to be like constant seasons of it. Like, they're telling one story over a season with stuff like they're I don't know. I think they're doing it perfectly because everybody is talking about it. People aren't happy with like what's happening, but
and that's what I mean by it's designed that way. It's meant to get that reaction out of everybody, to get them talking, to get them theorizing, to want them engaging with it. And that
I will agree with you on one point, because I remember I read something where Kevin Feige said he brought what's that guy who plays?
I was 99% sure his last name is Feige.
It's Feige.
Is it Feige?
Yeah.
That is one of the that's a bigger twist than anything in WandaVision.
He what's that guy who plays Quicksilver?
Evan Peters.
Oh, that sounds right.
Okay,
is it Evan Peters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evan Roberts is a comedian from Ithaca.
Right, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Way before times.
Yeah.
He said something that he added in there just to fuck with people.
Yeah, after I found that out, I was like, fucking good for him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just because people are like, oh my God. And it's like, oh, see, like the fact that that's not happening, actually happening.
It feels so good.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm not like upset. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense the way he did it, you know?
Well, see, what I didn't like about that is I don't care. I don't think they should have done it at all then, because the way they explained it away was so fucking dumb. And I was like,
they kind of didn't explain it. It's still one more episode. They kind of didn't explain it away.
Are you all caught up?
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, well, she says like we can't. His body's like in spoilers. His body's like in another land, and it's riddled with holes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it just felt like I don't care.
It was a throwaway line.
It really, that's what I'm trying to say, is that the quality of the writing in this is inferior to a lot, including a lot of the Marvel movies. Like,
but in the realm, like, you kind of get it. Like, if she saw him, like,
I am not saying it doesn't make sense. That is not what I'm saying at all. Like, they have all their bases covered.
I have a good question for you, RJ. Why do you watch Marvel shit? You don't seem to like any of it.
I for a long time enjoyed that. I enjoyed most of everything that came out from it. I was excited for it. I mean, you're going back 13 years now from when all this shit started. Yeah. So I was like a child.
I mean, like, it's 2008.
It's all good shit for a while. I mean, and it was very enjoyable. With the exception of the original Thor film. Everything else
that was
sticky. That was
honestly, even the first Captain America wasn't that good.
No, it didn't get good till the second one.
Well, that was the only Marvel movie my dad watched.
Yeah,
because he thought it was like, he likes war movies. And he's just like, what the fuck is this shit?
They had super soldiers? I do not remember this from Ethiopian high school.
Okay. Watch it, motherfucker. Actually, I'm going to go get him right now.
Yeah.
Go get him. Have him talk about...
He's not in the house right now. He's not in the house.
Yeah, Abdul makes him leave because he's worried that he'll overhear us.
I am not going to walk all the way downstairs for a shitty joke.
Damn. You're better than me.
But it's like, at this point, like, we're entering, like, this whatever phase 4?
It is 5? Phase 4, yeah.
I have no idea.
It's phase 4.
And, like, we're entering phase 4. Like, it's all just like, it's still good to me. I'm not like watching this and being like, oh, like this is just it's just getting shittier and shit. It has. I mean, I can't even say that it's gotten like shittier and shittier. It's just been like the fuck even kill like this whole fucking 13 years, in my opinion. Like a lot of movies have been like
shittier and shittier.
A lot of movies have spiked, but what's different, you know? Because like we said, Thor sucked. Iron Man was great. Thor and Captain America sucked.
Captain Marvel sucked.
Avengers, that's one of those movies like you were excited for it. You rewatch it, it was fine. It was a fine movie.
That is where they peaked, in my opinion.
Avengers 1 is where they peaked.
And I think it's been
really
slow. I think the slope is it's not like they peaked for like a while, and it was like the graph is not so much like that as much as it is just, and then it's just kind of degraded.
Wasn't Winter Soldier after Avengers?
I guess, but I wouldn't say that was more entertaining than Avengers.
For me, it was
more what?
I wouldn't call that more entertaining than Avengers. It was good, but
I feel like that's like one of the. I think it was better than Avengers. It's like especially like a superhero movie.
Oh yeah, I think Winter Soldier is really good. But like what peaked for me was Age of Ultron. It was just like all this self-referential crap.
I hated Age of Ultron.
You said peak. You said that. I thought you were saying that's where it peaked for you was Avengers 2. And I was like,
oh no, I mean like that's where like it was like, oh man, I'm kind of done. And then like I saw Black Panther and that brought it back up for me. It was Spider-Man too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just been like some movies have like been better than others, obviously. Yeah. And then like that's what like Avengers 3, Infinity War was like better than way better than Age of Ultron. So it's just been this kind of like overall just like this even kill of like just good and okay movie.
Yeah,
exactly. So
I can vibe that then, because I was dipping in and out, man. Like Avengers 2 was disappointing. Civil War was like way too cluttered, and I thought they were just gonna, but I think they figured out the pacing with like how to cram that many in there, and then that idea completely like was thrown out for me with Endgame.
I mean, honestly, dude, like just look at DC. Like for like Marvel for me, like they're working with like how many fucking franchises, and it's all just kind of like it still works in my opinion.
Well, okay, yeah, like and I'll give them kudos for that, because they've actually built this is kind of like what I was saying the other day, just to Misty while she was like on her phone, just nodding and going, I was saying that it's like they've successfully mimicked what comic books did. Do you know what I mean? Like they did what all those excited for, you know, what's to come, and they have all this like intertwining that they have to write around. It's impressive, but now it's to me beginning to suffer what comic books suffer from, with like just this level of like back-breaking kind of knowledge you need to have about everything at once in order to actually get the full amount of enjoyment out of it, creating this almost nigh inaccessible.
That's what I fear about these shows too, is like if you don't watch WandaVision, they say you need to watch it to lead it up to
that. Is utterly infuriating if that's the case.
What's the name of his movie?
Doctor Strange in the multiverse or something.
Multiverse
of Madness.
Yeah. And you have to watch it because it leads up to that. And there's gonna be people for sure who are gonna be like, I didn't watch WandaVision, and it's just like that kind of sucks for them. But like people like us who would watch it, like it fits for us.
I feel like at this point, like, why would you watch Doctor Strange if you're not going to watch WandaVision? Like, if you're a fan, you're a fan at this point.
That's a very valid point. It would be a very special person who would be like,
what's this new Doctor Strange movie?
Yeah, it's literally called Doctor Strange.
I'm sorry.
And then they're just like, I'll take a shot on it. I like Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'm talking about for WandaVision.
That's what we're saying, though, is that in order
true.
If somebody
I'm just done.
All right, we got 7 minutes left. I'd like to steer it back.
Pokemon
real
event.
quick.
What happened there?
We're getting new remakes of Gen 4, which
People mad about that.
they're always mad.
But didn't they kind of announce an open world game too?
I don't
it was called
know.
Pokemon. Like, what was it called? Atreus?
Yeah, accurate. I was gonna say Acurus, something like that.
I just said Kratos' son's name.
Atreus. Yeah. Pokemon Atreus. Boy, go! Comes out of a fucking Pokeball and just shoots an arrow into Pikachu's face.
While Post Malone is singing Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh my god.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to wait till all the trailers are out individually.
Yeah, it's Arceus, I believe.
Arceus.
Yeah. I don't know what Pokemon Legends is. I didn't watch the actual event. I only watched it the announcement.
Oh, so you didn't see the trailer for that one?
No, I didn't. I don't care enough about Pokemon outside of the mainline games.
It just looked like a finally.
It looks like a mainline game.
Open world Pokemon game.
Interesting. I guess
like they were just like that. Pokemon out. It's just like a bunch of people. It looked like, I don't know. I didn't understand it.
Have you guys tried that Temtem game or Temtem, whatever it's called?
No, I hear it's not very good.
The Pokemon kind of walk around. They kind of played with that in Sword and Shield, where you'd like see them in the grass and shit. And you could like choose to like avoid them or whatever, or confront them. But I mean, it would still like as soon as you got like in their pathing, it would do the.
See, this one looked like it actually showed him trying to like catch him real time.
Interesting.
Like, it looked like he was like aiming the Pokeball,
throwing steel balls against them. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. I just got it pulled up on there.
I mean, I'll never play it, but it looked interesting enough.
I'll spend $900 on it. No, I'm kidding.
I saw Walmart was selling Switches, and I was thinking about getting one.
If you like those games, you should. I mean, that's the thing. That's the qualifier. That's all. Like, do you want to play Mario? Do you want to play Zelda? Then yeah, get it. But
that and like some other games, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I want to mention is I'm extremely excited for the rumored Microsoft Bethesda event in March.
Heard about that.
Deal is hopefully supposed to be all cleared and going through, and I bet they have fucking everything lined up. And if they don't finally announce Starfield for real, I am going to break my Xbox. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to be upset enough because it's fucking time. Give me that game this year, dude. That is all I want.
They show it to you, and it's coming out 2023.
Yeah, right. Oh my
Your
God.
heart just breaks.
That's not them, though. That's not them.
I think I asked you this before, but is there actually any fucking footage of this game?
No, there was the little teaser trailer with what almost looked like a main menu, and like some sound effects to go with it, and then just the logo for Starfield. And they did the same thing for Elder Scrolls 6 on there. And that was in 2018, and they haven't said dick about it since, except to like reference the development of it when they're doing it.
Right.
So I think that is just the Bethesda move, and this is what they do, and they're just going to hold on to that. And that if it comes up in this event, it's fucking coming out this year, guaranteed. Yeah. So, give me that sweet Bethesda Game Studios gameplay loop. That's all I want, dude.
What a time to be alive!
And I want
it sounds exciting, but I got to see something about this game before I even think about it.
That's what they do. It's the same thing they did with Fallout 4 more recently, 6 years ago almost.
Jesus.
They announce it and then they do an in-depth gameplay demo at the same time. They're the best at it, dude. They're the best at this shit. So fingers crossed, penises crossed, balls tucked into your butthole, sleep with your pajamas inside out, and a shoe clenched between your butt cheeks.
Is that the reason why you got an Xbox?
Yep. Those are all things you have to do as an Xbox player.
All
right.
Can't wait to buy one.
we gotta wrap up, and then I gotta try to break into my basement. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
good for you, pal.
Thanks,
You
buddy.
You work tonight?
Yeah, I work tonight.
You gonna be driving there?
No.
Oh. All right.
This car isn't real, RJ. I don't know.
It's in the backyard. I could send a picture to you.
I know he's
It's just
lying.
gonna
I'm
be
pretty sure he doesn't
somebody's
have a backyard.
backyard.
It's my backyard, you asshole.
How would I know that? I've never been there.
That's true.
Yeah, it just says Abdul's
It's just
backyard.
you said it was your neighbor. It's just fucking a picture from your window to your neighbor's backyard.
That'd be funny.
I do want to see a picture of it. Do send that.
No problem.
Cool. All right. Well, we don't even have time to plug, I don't think. So take it easy,
Oscar
guys.
Wonder, Sean Penn.
See if you can do it. Oh, all right.
Taco Bear Gaming on Twitch.
Cool. Bye.
That's it.
Don't call anybody.